how to train your legs at home completely for free. Now, I've discovered the secret that the key to staying young is by training your legs. Most people don't realize this, but like a lot of people, when they get older, the main problem, the number one problem they have is back problems. But the number two problem actually is their legs. That's the difference between young people and old people, is the ability to use their legs. You hear a lot of old people, they're slow, they can't go up and down them stairs anymore. It's because of their legs. And training your legs is going to keep you young, it's going to keep you fit and healthy, and it's going to keep you athletic. A lot of bodybuilders, they do not like training their legs. But the thing is, you're neglecting half of your body. Why would you not use half of your body? Having your upper half and lower half of your body in sync, like if you trained them both as much as you did, as much as each other, you would become a unit. So why wouldn't you want to be an athlete, like a complete unit and specimen? And you can do that at home if you know how to train legs the right way. So here's how I got my legs to become these machines, like robot legs, like cannons. We're going to start off with, obviously, squats. The squats are the fundamental, basic workout. They're like the push-up for your legs. They're very simple. Everyone realizes they should do them, but they don't do them the right way. They're actually not fairly complicated. They're actually fairly simple. The way that you train squats is make sure you're getting into position. But the actually key to developing your legs, like actually making them look really good and having that explosive power, is by training them the right way. So there are three parts. Squats are going to train just your legs as a whole. Like that's just basic. And there are two different variants. So we're going to train the inner thighs and outer thighs of doing your squats. Sumo squats, as everyone knows, takes a more wider stance. And that is going to train the inside of your thighs, your inner legs. Sumo squats are very good. You're going to make sure your feet are parallel. Now, regular squats are just about shoulder width apart. So again, depending on how wide or like tall you are, it's going to matter. And you can make sure you're going down. And your knees actually can go past your feet. Even if your heels get brought up off the ground a bit, that's fine too. But for normal squats, you want to be shoulder width apart. For sumo squats, you want to go slightly wider than shoulder width, or about like as wide as you can, and then slowly go down. You're going to feel this really in your inner thighs. And then for your outer thighs, you're going to be doing cannonball squats. Now, I didn't know this before I started really getting into training. But cannonball squats are just when you put your feet completely together and you try and go down. And also imagine just as if you're trying to position yourself like on a manhole cover or like a really small circle around your feet. Try to imagine if you're balancing on that, going all the way down. It's going to be key for later for learning the pistol squat. And speaking of the pistol squat is fantastic. That is the reason why we are here. We are here to build up to the pistol squat, as it is the ultimate bodyweight exercise. Now, a lot of people in the gym, or if they're training their legs, they use leg machines. You don't need any of that. And actually, the key to having more explosive and functional power in your legs is by just training them without weights, because you want to get yourself to be able to push off the ground. You're not just pushing heavy weights. You want to be able to actually get the balance that comes with training bodyweight. So, which means we're going to build up the pistol squat. Now, it starts off with doing regular squats, and then doing cannonball squats are going to get you to get that balance. Remember, like I mentioned, because you'll find that it's much harder to sort of go down if your just feet are directly together, and your knees are going to have to push outward as you go down, and you're going to feel that strength. Now, from there, we go on two ways. We can go on to actually practicing assisted pistol squats, or we can practice Bulgarian split squats, which are going to practice you going down on one leg and actually really develop it, because it's going to really develop your technique. As in, you're obviously going to be balancing on one leg when doing the pistol squat. The other way we're going to do it, we're going to practice that first. Then next, what we're going to do is elevated pistol squats. You can obviously see from the position of it, your actually leg that you're sticking out when you do the pistol squat is going to need to be up more. Like you need, imagine if there's a arc range of motion, you want to be sticking your leg up more as you go down. But the thing is, the ground's in the way. So a way you can do it is actually find an elevated surface, like just get a chair or a box or something, and sort of go down practicing the motion of the pistol squat without having your leg fully extended. It's going to get you good at, remember I said, balancing, and then also core compression, which is actually necessary to get your leg or your upper thigh to sort of close that angle in between your leg and thigh. Now, elevated pistol squats, you can start off with by doing even like calf raises, like on the elevated surface to get the other leg strengthened. But you're eventually going to move on to, from there, to going actual pistol squats, which you can actually do assisted. So if they're actually too hard for you, when you're just going out and doing pistol squats, it's completely fine if you want to stand next to a shelf or a couch or something to hold on to as you go down, up and down, do the pistol squats. Plus, more than anything, is what built my legs to actually have that sort of explosive power, because I can now jump using one leg. You really want to build up using just one leg at a time. Lateral It's called unilateral exercise when you use one appendage at a time. Now, a lot of people obviously they don't do one-arm push-ups, but that would be an example of a unilateral exercise because you're just using one appendage at a time. You're not using both. You're just using one. And when you actually get to doing the pistol squat, or if you're doing them assisted, what actually is going to really help you a lot is if you, when you're sticking your foot out, and you actually grab hold to run like your toes as you go down for more support for the pistol squat. That's going to help in spades. It's going to help a load. When you do pistol squats, then you're going to obviously feel a tendency to sort of arch your foot or like sort of balance your tippy toe, which is fine. But to actually get the complete rep and like get all of the deep stretch of the muscle, then you want to try and balance your foot, keep it flat, and go all the way down it. You'll notice that this is harder because you actually going your tippy toes is actually trying to find more balance, but it's much harder to do on a flat foot. So I'd recommend building all the way up to beginning flat foot. Now, lastly for legs are lunges, and lunges are not as popular as squats because squat pretty much gives you everything you need in leg workouts at home. But lunges are fantastic for building flexibility as well as mobility because they require you that you keep your body level. When you do lunges, you want to keep your body sort of perpendicular, like up and down, as your lower half is stretching forward. And if you find yourself sort of bending over a bit, then make sure you're resetting your body to sort of keep your upper half of your body straight while your lower half of your body is bending. And like I said, this could either be done as a stretch, like you know the whole lunges, or you could do them as reps to sort of target the top of your thigh right here. Now, doing all of this is going to build your leg strength and make it explosive, but what's really going to get your progress like going a lot is being consistent and actually knowing a right formula what to do. Now, if you would like to know more about that, like if you actually need like an actual schedule or routine, because having a routine is going to keep you consistent and going over the long term, building up slow progress. And the way to do that is by having an exact routine. And I've actually created such a routine where you can go from being a complete novice to being a calisthenics master in about just a year. If you would like to join that, then it is in the description down below. I've created it. It's called the Athletic Lifestyle, where I will teach you everything there is to be going from a complete novice to the training workouts, diet, sleep routine, and rest. A complete schedule for you to learn is in the Athletics Lifestyle. Go join now, today, and join and become an athlete. So, it helps you in your journey, and that you do learn to use your legs the way you should. Be an actual athlete, not just like a stiff bodybuilder. So, stay flash.